Hello friends and welcome to Gardening at the Creekside. Today is going to be a fantastic day. You're going to come along in the morning with us as we prepare for our big Southern Living event tomorrow here at Creekside Nursery in Dallas, North Carolina. It is a fun day. We had some really good rain last night, so the plants are very happy, but we've got a couple of odds and end things that we need to do to get ready for tomorrow, and I cannot wait to show you the progress that has been made on the new potting building up at production. You're going to be amazed. There's an actual structure there and it is a lot of fun. So it is going to be a fun day, just a little bit of a behind the scenes journey tour right as we go along. There's a couple of little last minute things that I have to do. The folks from Southern Living, they're going to be coming over today to get kind of a game plan together for tomorrow where they want everything set up, all sorts of things. You never know what's going to happen here at Creekside Nursery, right? And yesterday we got more plants. That is right. More plants, fun, activities, festivities, projects. What else could you ask for? Here at the Garden Center, everything is looking fantastic. So yesterday afternoon, like 5:30, the flowerwood truck showed up filled with loads of Southern Living plant collection, shrubs and plants and everything. Wasn't supposed to come till today, but earlier is always better. So our team has already, they got obviously the truck unloaded yesterday. They are barcoded, they are out on display, and everything is looking great. And we have got some gorgeous plants. Our team has done such a lovely job of getting everything displayed. Look at these nightlight Camassiferous. Oh my word. This is that same evergreen that we put into the berm, a beautiful 3-gallon. These things are large and beautiful and gorgeous. So this is of course a great evergreen shrub. It's going to be like 4 to 5 tall and wide, I believe. Yes, 4 to 5 tall and wide. Oh, and in the south, y'all, it will absolutely handle the full sun. So looks great, of course, paired with some of the gardenias. This is that beautiful double bloom. This is Jubilation, and in true fashion, right, if there's a gardenia and it's beautiful, I'm going to go ahead and pick it. Without a doubt, gardenias are my absolute favorite flower. Love the fragrance. So when the season is in and the flowers are blooming, one goes behind my ear. So moving on, we got some other gorgeous, beautiful hydrangeas. So here is a Sweet Starlight. It is a panicle hydrangea. Basically, it's going to be about 4 feet tall, 3 to 4 wide. Just a fantastic, great panicle hydrangea for your full sun garden. So we've got those. We have got Distillium, the cast in bronze. Of course, love this great evergreen growing shrub. It's going to be about 3 to 4 tall and wide. You're going to see these again entering into our gardens later on. And then of course the lantana, that little lucky, that pot of gold with the red sky holly. You know, I have the red sky hollies in the cottage garden. Love these. Some pittosporum. You've got the mojos. I think that's Dear Dolores down there on the end. And then abelias and the stellar rubies and just all sorts of fun things. The sunshine ligustrums, more gardenias and butterfly candy. And look at that, as if she knew that I was filming. Sweet little butterfly on that little grape. It is so sweet. There you go. So the butterflies definitely love these guys. So whether you want the grape, the coconut, the raspberry, the taffy, these are great petite butterfly bushes rather. That is going to be a great addition to the landscape. I have all the colors and they are doing great. And then of course the Encore azaleas are over here. And then look at these cuties. So this is the brand new introduction, the Autumn Kiss. Now because they are brand new, they are in a 1 gallon. But when we were in Alabama in November, I fell in love with this new color. So your Autumn Kiss, we actually have one, well, there's a couple of them that are in bloom, but look at this. Can you tell why I just love this so much? Now it is missing a petal because of the shipping, But look at that beautiful pink bicolor. Isn't it gorgeous? So your Autumn Kiss is going to be 3 to 4 tall and wide, hardy in zones 6 to 10. Of course, can do that full sun, but just I love that color on that. And then one of my absolute favorite evergreens is the Touch of Gold Holly. So this is a soft touch holly. I have it in the cottage garden. I have it in the chicken coop garden. It's going to be like 2 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and can handle, definitely needs the full sun and does great all winter. So even in the dead of winter, it keeps this color, keeps the foliage, it does not defoliate, and very, very soft. That's why it's a soft touch holly. But you need to be in full sun, because if it's not in full sun, if it's in the shade, you can see where this one was next door to somebody and it's just green. So you got to have that 6 hours minimum of that full sun so that you can get that gorgeous color. And then these cutie patootie loropetalums, these are the purple pixies. These are nice and petite, like 2 feet tall, 3 to 4 wide. So you can see how it has that like weeping habit. Again, you're gonna see these in a future landscape project of ours here at the house. And then we have got roses. Look at this beautiful red rose. It's a great ground cover rose. It's called It's a Breeze. It's going to be, of course, full sun for those roses, 3 feet tall, 4 feet wide, but just a beautiful display. I mean, you have got instant landscape right there. And then look at the echinaceas, y'all. They are in full bloom. These are the sombreros. These are ones that we grew and just absolutely gorgeous right now. And then Brittany did a great display of more of the Southern Living shrubs over here. We've got everything, like we've got the red sky hollies. We have got the barberries. Look at this beautiful, really kind of moody. I love the color of this orange rocket. 4 feet tall, 1.5 feet wide. So it's gonna be nice and tall and upright. Your kaleidoscope abelias there in front of it. This would be a perfect landscape right there. Yeah, and then the diamond spire gardenias. You know, yet another gardenia. Leave it to Southern Living to have lots of gardenia options for you. So tons of gorgeous plants. Absolutely love all of them. Now we're gonna go do a fun little whimsical project. This is one, I like being a little tongue-in-cheeky when I can be. And so let's go do a fun little project. All right, so if you remember back earlier in the spring, we had this massive oak tree fall, right? It was just crazy. And so we are left with all of these faces of where the tree branched. So why not just lean into it and have a little bit of fun? So we are going to apply a little old man tree face to this. It's gonna be a lot of fun, a little something unexpected, because gardening should be fun, right? Here we go. Makes it easier anyway. Now tell me, is that not the cutest thing you ever did see? I love it. Gardening should be fun. Don't take yourself too seriously, my friends. All right, next up, the building project, because we actually have a structure, my friends. Let's head up to production and we'll go see that. All righty, my friends, look at that. We have a structure. You can see the bones of the building. Of course, here we are up at production, and this new building is going to house the potting machine, but not even this potting machine, right? Because you remember we've had basically have outgrown this potting machine, so we have ordered a brand new one. But the reason that we are going ahead and building a designated building for the potting and the production is because even though it's not the same potting machine, you can see that in the greenhouse, this potting machine takes up valuable floor space in the greenhouse. And we need every square inch of space to grow plants, both for our online customers and the garden center. So this building is going to be relatively pretty simple, my friends. It is not going to be anything fancy, but it is going to be so functional and so fantastic. So you can see we've got all of the posts in the ground. The guys have gotten the rafters up, had those were like a prefab, not prefab, but there was a company that made them for us, right? So Jerry sent them all of the specs of the building, and then they went ahead and engineered those rafters. So that way we didn't have to build them ourselves. They are very strong, very structurally sound, and are just fantastic. So you can see here on the end, that PVC pipe that has been laid down, essentially that is going to be concrete. So that's going to be the quote road that is going to connect the production house, greenhouse 1, to this new building. And you can see it has a nice big opening, so there'll be like a garage style door, so like a roll up door right there, so we can, if we need to drive a machine in there, you can see that the cat's there. You know, machines can fit through there. The inside will of course have a concrete floor. We'll have kind of a concrete apron around the building itself. That's what these like lime green yellow lines are. So just right now will be a minimum of a 2 foot all the way around of the concrete. And then up here, you can see where they have extended those lines, and that's where the concrete will connect to this sidewalk. So you can go through with the string line right here. That's going to be yet another roll up door right here between these 2 posts. They're going to have the concrete right there, which then connects to this sidewalk. So all of the structures will be connected together. That's the thing about like a small business, right? We're always trying to think of how can we be more efficient? How can we be work smarter, not necessarily harder? And so this building and then will just makes life so much easier, right? So Jerry's talked about this potting machine before. Of course, we'll bring you along for the ride. I think it's supposed to arrive sometime in July, which is why we of course have had to get on this. Now, the building is not going to be complete when the potting machine arrives. It's going to have a roof and we're going to have concrete, but we're not going to have the walls finished out yet because we're going to need plenty of room to get the machine, the potting machine, all the accessories, the hoppers, the conveyor belts, all of that in there. So it makes it a lot easier when there are no walls in here. And then there's one more little addition on this building that I want to do. So right now, y'all, you're just seeing warts and all. I mean, this is we're a growing, functioning nursery here. So yeah, this is not the prettiest part of the nursery, but it is what it is. It is fine. So the silo is here because growing up, my daddy was a pig farmer. And so he raised hogs and sold them, but he also farmed the land to grow the food for the hogs. So we had actually, I think, like 3 silos here. This is the last one remaining. I want to do something cool with it. So Jerry's like, let's just tear it down and use it for scrap metal and like sell it to recycle. And I'm like, no. I don't know exactly what I want to do, but that's what it is. It's not functional, but I want to do something with it. So it's going to stay for now. But what I do want to do is add on to the side of the building and do a roof that basically comes off this way, right? It'll be higher, but I mean, slanting towards probably this way. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, the guys may have a different idea, but ultimately what I want is, because of course the building will be all enclosed with doors because it'll have heating and air conditioning and all that stuff. But this will be like a little open air covered area, and we will do whatever kind of ground cover, whether it's rocks or like gravel or concrete, I don't know what, but like put picnic tables under here, have a little area that we can come, the guys who are working they can come have lunch, they can take a break, whatever, but get out of the sun and come here and sit and eat and relax for a little bit. Now, obviously, the guys can go in, or the workers or whoever is up here can go into the annex and eat, right? It's air conditioned. But I don't know about you, but when I personally am outside in the heat and the humidity, and you know, let's just be honest here, people, we're all gardeners. You get that initial layer of sweat and your clothes get a little damp. The last thing I want to do is then go into a really air-conditioned building. Then I'm freezing. Then I come back outside into the heat and humidity to continue working, and then I have to get acclimated all over again. What I really want to do is just sit in the shade, and it feels so much better. So that's the thought process of it. Not that they can't go in and eat in the air conditioning. Absolutely can. But 9 times out of 10, if we're working up here, we don't want to go sit in the air conditioning and then come back out into the heat, because it's just, your body can't figure out what it wants to do. So super excited with all of the great progress that has been made up here. I have a great team of guys who are working on this. Our friend Josh is doing it, and Roman and Heriberto. Jackson has been absolutely invaluable working on this. I don't think Jerry has picked up a hammer or done anything with this, which is great. That's the way it needs to be. The man is stretched thin enough and puts out all kinds of fires and answers questions all the time. So while he kind of guides and oversees this, he's not the one that's actually having to do that. And as the business grows, that becomes our role, as less of the actual having to do all the physical labor, but overseeing the projects and managing it and all the other things that come along with owning your own business. So very excited about this. We did have tons of rain, like over 2 inches of rain last night. So if you're familiar with red clay, today is not the day to be out there working. Not at all, because your boots, your shoes will instantly gain about 20 pounds each of that red clay. So it's going to dry out a little bit, and then they will continue on. I think the next portion will be either the roof and or the concrete. Don't know which order they're going to do that in. Could do the concrete because Jerry has to order. We're going to do metal roofing, which will be the same. Let's see if we can walk over here. The roofing will be metal roofing. It's going to be the same color as what's on top of the annex. Let's see if I can show it to you, because it is a little tall. So he has to go order that, and typically it's like a 2-week lead time, because with the metal roofing, they cut it and make it specifically for your dimensions. So it takes a minute to do that. And so probably if things dry up and everything, then they can go ahead and do the concrete. But who knows? Let's see if I can show you the roof. Don't know if you can see that, but basically it's a nice light gray. So we'll do the exact same color. The outside of the potting building, I don't know what we're gonna call this. Y'all can help us come up with the perfect name for that. Will be the same siding, which is, this is hardy plank siding. It's a cement product, and so we will do, this is exactly what's on our house. So it's great. It looks like wood. It's not wood. It's a cement product. So we will do this exact same siding, exact same color on the production building. We'll call it that for now. The production building, so that it all ties in together. But my friends, that's basically the morning here at Creekside as we prepare for our friends at Southern Living to come and have this fun event tomorrow. They did get a little bit delayed. Our Southern Living folks delayed getting here. They're still not here. So we had massive storms come through last night, the rain, and their flights got diverted. So they're running a little bit behind, but when they get here, everything is going to look gorgeous and be ready for them. I told Cece, I said the garden center looks absolutely phenomenal. If the event started in 5 minutes, then I would be very happy and very proud to show off the gardens, the garden center, the plant displays. It looks great. So now the Southern Living folks can come in, set up all of their fun stuff, and we are ready to roll for tomorrow. We are going to do a video on that, kind of a behind the scenes. I'm not sure exactly how all that's going to look, because I have a feeling it's going to be kind of a fun, crazy day, but we are going to film it, so that video will come out. That will be our next video coming out. So that way you can take a little bit of behind the scenes and see all the action that is going on if you're not able to come to the event. Quick little side note, if you are not signed up for our emails, I would highly encourage you to do that. because we have got some fantastic online specials coming in the next 6 weeks, multiples of them. So I would really encourage you to sign up. I'll have the link for you in the video description, and you can sign up. We're not going to spam you. We're not going to sell your information, but this is how you get all of that great inside information about specials and online things here that you can order, be sent to your house. There you go. So if you haven't signed up, do that, because like I said, there's going to be some really good things coming down the line, and you're going to want to take advantage of that, because I know you're like me. You can't say no to a good plant deal, right? All right, my friends, as always, y'all have a fantastic day. I am super excited about tomorrow. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.